A struggling single mother steps in to protect a stranger's child from cruel bullies at a playground, unaware that the boy's father, a powerful CEO, is watching everything unfold from his tinted car window. What starts as a simple act of courage becomes the beginning of something she never imagined. Sometimes one moment of kindness can change two lives forever. Before we jump back in, tell us where you're tuning in from. And if this story touches you, make sure you're subscribed, because tomorrow, I've saved something extra special for you. The September sun hangs low over Riverside Park in Portland, casting long shadows across the worn playground equipment. Jenna Mitchell sits on a weathered bench, her eyes fixed on her 7-year-old daughter, Lily, who squeals with delight on the swings. At 32, Jenna looks older than her years, exhaustion etched into the lines around her eyes, her clothes clean but faded from too many washes. Her nurse's scrubs peek out from beneath a thin jacket, evidence of another double shift at Mercy General Hospital. She clutches a thermos of cold coffee, her third of the day, and watches Lily with a mixture of love and guilt. The park visit is a rare treat, squeezed between her morning shift and the night shift starting in 3 hours. Single motherhood wasn't the plan, but when Lily's father walked out 2 years ago, Jenna learned to survive on determination and caffeine. Across the playground, near the climbing structure, a commotion erupts. 3 boys, probably 10 or 11, surround a smaller child. Their voices carry across the park, sharp and mocking. "Weirdo," one shouts. "Why do you talk like that?" another taunts. The smallest boy, around 8 years old, stands frozen, his hands flapping rapidly at his sides, a self-soothing gesture Jenna recognizes from her pediatric rotation. His face shows pure distress, but no words come out. The child wears expensive clothes, a crisp navy polo and designer sneakers, but material wealth offers no protection against cruelty. His backpack lies in the dirt where one of the bullies knocked it, contents scattered. A tablet with a bright blue case glows in the grass nearby. "Leave him alone," Lily calls out, but the boys ignore her. Jenna is on her feet before conscious thought takes over. Her nurse instincts kick in, protect the vulnerable, assess the situation, intervene. She crosses the playground in quick strides, her worn sneakers crunching on the gravel path. "Hey," her voice cuts through the harassment, firm and commanding. "That's enough." The 3 bullies turn, startled. The ringleader, a stocky kid with a baseball cap, sneers. "Mind your business, lady." Jenna positions herself between them and the frightened child. "This is my business. You're harassing someone half your size. That stops now." "He's a freak," another boy mutters. "Doesn't even talk normal." "He doesn't have to explain himself to you," Jenna says, her voice steady but fierce. "And if I see you near him again, I'll be speaking to your parents, your school, and anyone else who'll listen. Is that clear?" The boys exchange glances, their bravado cracking. Something in Jenna's tone, perhaps the authority of someone used to handling life-and-death situations, makes them back down. They slink away, muttering insults under their breath. Jenna turns to the boy, lowering herself to his eye level. "Hey, sweetheart. Are you okay?" He doesn't meet her eyes, his hands still flapping. She recognizes the signs now. Autism, likely moderate to severe. His breathing comes in short gasps, and she realizes he's on the verge of a meltdown. "It's all right," she says softly. "You're safe now. Can I help you pick up your things?" The boy doesn't respond verbally, but his flapping slows slightly. Jenna begins gathering his scattered belongings. The tablet, a sensory fidget toy, a laminated card with pictures. She moves slowly, keeping her voice calm and even, the way she does with overwhelmed patience. Lily approaches quietly, holding out the boy's backpack. "Here, Mama." "Thank you, baby." As Jenna zips the backpack, she notices an embroidered name on the inside flap, Ethan Lawrence. What Jenna doesn't see is the sleek black Mercedes parked 30 feet away, windows tinted dark. Inside, Damian Lawrence, CEO of Lawrence Medical Technologies, grips his steering wheel with white knuckles. He'd been about to intervene when this stranger, this tired-looking woman in faded scrubs, did what he was too late to do. He watches her gentle interaction with Ethan, sees his son's distress slowly ease. Damian's throat tightens. In his world of boardrooms and billion-dollar deals, he's learned that people usually want something. But this woman expects nothing. She simply helped. Damian pulls out his phone and takes a discreet photo, not of Jenna's face, but of her and Ethan together, her hand gently guiding his son toward the bench. Then he opens a text to his assistant. Find out everything about the woman who just helped my son. Brown hair, nurse's scrubs, daughter about 7. Riverside Park. I need a name by tonight. He watches as Jenna sits with Ethan until his breathing normalizes, as she speaks quietly to him with infinite patience. When Ethan finally stands and walks toward the parking lot, toward Damien's car, Jenna simply waves goodbye, asking nothing, expecting no thanks. Ethan reaches the Mercedes, and Damien steps out quickly, keeping his sunglasses on. Hey, buddy, he says softly. Ready to go home? Ethan nods, climbing into his specialized car seat. Damien glances back at the bench one more time. The woman, Jenna, is gone, walking away with her daughter's hand in hers, disappearing into the ordinary flow of life. But Damien Lawrence never forgets a face, and he always repays his debts. 5 days after the playground incident, Jenna Mitchell stares at an envelope that arrived in her mailbox. The return address reads Lawrence Medical Technologies in elegant embossed letters. Her hands tremble slightly as she opens it at her kitchen table, Lily eating cereal across from her. Inside is a formal job offer letter. Dear Ms. Mitchell, we are pleased to offer you the position of Patient Care Coordinator at Lawrence Medical Technologies. Starting salary, $78,000 annually, plus full benefits and flexible scheduling. Jenna reads it 3 times, certain it's a mistake. She never applied to Lawrence Medical. She's a hospital nurse barely making $45,000, working brutal doubles just to cover rent and Lily's after-school care. This salary would change everything. It would mean security, time with her daughter, breathing room. But why her? How did they even know her name? She calls the number listed. A crisp female voice answers. Human Resources, this is Patricia Wells speaking. Hi, I'm Jenna Mitchell. I received a job offer, but I think there's been some confusion. I didn't apply. Ms. Mitchell, yes. We've been expecting your call. Our Director of Operations specifically requested you for this role. Your nursing background and patient advocacy skills are exactly what we need. Can you start Monday? Jenna's mind spins. Can I think about it? Of course, but the position has been created specifically for you. We hope you'll accept. After the call ends, Jenna sits in stunned silence. Lily tugs her sleeve. Mama, what's wrong? Nothing, baby. Maybe something really good. She accepts the job that afternoon. She can't afford not to. Monday morning, Jenna walks into the gleaming Lawrence Medical Technologies headquarters building in downtown Portland. The lobby alone is larger than her entire apartment. Marble floors, floor-to-ceiling windows, a massive steel sculpture in the center. She feels like an imposter in her one professional blazer, purchased years ago. Patricia Wells greets her warmly and leads her to the patient care department on the 4th floor. You'll be coordinating between our medical device clients and their patients, ensuring smooth implementation of our technology. Your nursing experience will be invaluable. The office space is open concept, filled with young professionals in expensive clothes. Jenna's co-workers introduce themselves, but 2 faces stand out immediately, and not in a good way. Vanessa Hartwell, a tall woman in her late 30s with perfectly styled blonde hair and designer everything, looks Jenna up and down with barely concealed disdain. So you're the new charity case, she says with a sharp smile. Let me guess, nursing school dropout. Before Jenna can respond, Trevor Banks, a lean man with slicked back hair and a superiority complex, chimes in. Patricia, did we really need to hire someone with 0 corporate experience? This is a Fortune 500 company, not a community clinic. Patricia's smile tightens. Ms. Mitchell has extensive patient care experience, which is exactly what this role requires. I'm sure you'll make her feel welcome. The words sound like a warning, but Vanessa and Trevor exchange knowing glances. Over the next 2 weeks, Jenna quickly realizes she's walked into a nightmare. Vanessa, accidentally, deletes Jenna's entire first patient file, forcing her to recreate hours of work. Oops, Vanessa says with mock sympathy. You should really back up your files. Didn't they teach you that in nurse school? Trevor assigns her impossible deadlines, then criticizes her publicly in team meetings. Jenna, these reports are substandard. Maybe you're just not cut out for professional work. During lunch, the other coordinators ignore her, leaving her to eat alone in the break room. She overhears whispers. Why is she even here? Probably knows someone. She looks like she shops at thrift stores. The comments sting because they're partially true. She does shop at thrift stores. She has to. One afternoon, Trevor hands her a box of old medical device manuals. Take these to the storage room in the basement. Third floor storage is full. Jenna lifts the heavy box and navigates to the basement, her arms aching. The storage room is dimly lit and dusty. As she sets the box down, the door swings shut behind her with a heavy click. She turns and tries the handle. Locked. Her heart races. Hello? Is anyone there? She pounds on the metal door. I'm locked in. No response. The basement is empty, silent except for the hum of HVAC systems. Jenna pulls out her phone. No signal. She sinks against the wall, fighting panic. Lily will be waiting at after-school care in 3 hours. If Jenna's late, they charge $5 per minute. Money she can't afford to waste. 20 minutes pass. Then 40. Finally, she hears footsteps. The door opens, and a security guard looks confused. Ma'am? How'd you get locked in here? Someone sent me down with files, Jenna says, her voice shaky. The door must have locked behind me. Upstairs, Trevor smirks at Vanessa. Think she learned her lesson? She will, Vanessa replies coldly. One way or another. What neither of them knows is that Damian Lawrence has been watching everything unfold on discrete security feeds from his executive suite on the 20th floor. He sees Jenna's isolation, the locked storage room incident, the cruelty disguised as professionalism. His jaw clenches. He opens a secure messaging app and types to his personal assistant. Send something to Jenna Mitchell's desk tomorrow morning. Anonymously. Something that says she's valued. And start documenting everything Hartwell and Banks do. Everything. The next morning, Jenna finds a small potted orchid on her desk with a note in typed letters. Your kindness matters. Don't let them dim your light. She touches the delicate petals, tears pricking her eyes. Someone, somewhere, sees her. She just doesn't know it's the man whose son she saved. 3 weeks into her position at Lawrence Medical Technologies, Jenna Mitchell faces her toughest challenge yet. The company is developing a new pediatric heart monitoring system, but the prototype keeps getting flagged by testing teams for being too complicated for parents to use at home. The device is brilliant technology, but the interface confuses caregivers during stressful moments. Jenna overhears the development team arguing in a conference room, the door left partially open. Project lead Cameron Reed sounds frustrated. We've spent 6 months on this interface. If we can't simplify it by next week, the whole product line gets shelved. That's $15 million in lost revenue. Without thinking, Jenna pauses outside. Her nursing instincts kick in. She's held terrified parents' hands through countless pediatric emergencies. She knows exactly what they need in crisis moments. She takes a breath and knocks softly. Excuse me. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I might have a suggestion. Cameron looks up, annoyed. Who are you? Jenna Mitchell, patient care coordinator. I used to work pediatric cardiac at Mercy General. I've trained dozens of parents on home monitoring equipment. Cameron's expression shifts from irritation to curiosity. Go on. Jenna steps inside, her voice gaining confidence. Parents in crisis can't process complex menus. They need 3 things immediately visible. Is my child okay? What's wrong? And who do I call? Everything else is just noise when you're scared. She walks to the whiteboard and sketches a simplified interface. Large color-coded zones, minimal text, intuitive icons. Green zone means normal. Yellow means watch closely. Red means call 911. No medical jargon. Just clear action steps. The room falls silent. Cameron stares at the board, then at his team. That's actually brilliant. Why didn't our designers think of this? Because they're not parents, Jenna says simply. And they've never held a child having a cardiac event at 2 in the morning. Cameron nods slowly. Can you work with our design team this week? Help us implement this. Of course. Word spreads quickly. By afternoon, Jenna is sitting with the design team, refining the interface. They test it with focus groups of actual parents. The response is overwhelmingly positive. What took developers months to complicate, Jenna simplified in hours by understanding the human element. At the weekly department meeting, Cameron publicly credits her. Jenna Mitchell's redesign just saved our flagship product. Her insights are exactly what patient-centered design should look like. Applause ripples through the room. For the first time since starting, Jenna feels like she belongs. But Vanessa Hartwell's expression darkens. Across the table, Trevor Banks' jaw tightens. After the meeting, Vanessa corners Trevor in the hallway. Did you see how everyone looked at her? Like she's some kind of hero? Trevor's eyes narrow. She's making us look incompetent. We've been here for years, and suddenly this nurse with bargain bin clothes is the golden child? We need to shut this down, Vanessa hisses, before she gets promoted over us. They begin digging through company files, searching for anything to use against Jenna. Trevor discovers that the original job posting for Jenna's position was never publicly advertised. It was a direct hire, which is unusual. He starts spreading rumors. She must know someone high up, probably sleeping her way into favor. Vanessa takes it further. She finds an old incident report from Jenna's time at Mercy General, a patient complaint that was investigated and dismissed, but the paperwork still exists in HR databases. The complaint accused Jenna of being rude and dismissive during a tense family meeting, though witnesses confirmed Jenna had actually enforced necessary medical boundaries with an aggressive family member. Vanessa makes copies, highlighting only the accusatory parts, removing all context and resolution. Meanwhile, Jenna receives another anonymous gift at her desk, a leather-bound journal with a note. Your ideas deserve to be heard. Keep speaking up. She runs her fingers over the smooth cover, wondering about her mysterious supporter. She's mentioned the gifts to only one person, her sister Rachel, during a phone call, but Rachel is as mystified as she is. That evening, Jenna texts Rachel, "Someone at work believes in me. I don't know who, but it's keeping me going." What Jenna doesn't know is that 20 floors above, Damian Lawrence reads security briefings about Vanessa and Trevor's activities. His assistant has flagged their after-hours file searches, their whispered conversations, their coalition building against Jenna. Damian watches surveillance footage of Jenna working late, helping a colleague troubleshoot a patient case even though it's not her responsibility. He sees her eating lunch alone, chin up despite the isolation. He observes her leave each evening exactly at 5:30, rushing to pick up her daughter. He opens a secure folder on his computer labeled Ethan, Riverside Park, September 15th. Inside are photos from that day, including images of Jenna comforting his son, asking nothing in return. Damian types an email to his head of security. I need continuous monitoring of Hartwell and Banks. If they make a move against Mitchell, I want documentation of every step. And find out what they're planning. I won't let them destroy someone who helped my son. He leans back, looking at the photo of Ethan on his desk, his beautiful, complicated boy who struggles daily with a world that doesn't understand him. The boy who came home that September evening and used his communication tablet to type out, "Nice lady. Helped me. Safe." It was the most Ethan had communicated about a stranger in years. Damian touches the photo gently. I won't let them hurt her, buddy. I promise. Back at her small apartment, Jenna tucks Lily into bed and opens the new journal. On the first page, she writes, Today I helped save a product that will help families. Maybe I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. She doesn't know that across the city, 2 people are plotting her downfall, and 1 man is planning to protect her at any cost. The storm is coming. The emergency department meeting is called for Friday morning, and Jenna knows immediately something is wrong. Patricia Wells looks uncomfortable as she asks everyone to gather in the main conference room. Vanessa and Trevor exchange satisfied glances that make Jenna's stomach twist. Cameron Reed stands at the front, looking grim. Beside him is Linda Cho, Director of Human Resources, her expression unreadable. The entire patient care department files in, 20 people who will witness whatever comes next. Linda speaks first. We've received serious allegations regarding Jenna Mitchell's conduct, both here and at her previous employment. Given the severity, we felt this needed to be addressed immediately and transparently. Jenna's blood runs cold. What allegations? Vanessa stands, holding a folder. Her voice drips with false concern. Jenna, we discovered some troubling information. At Mercy General Hospital, you were reported for being verbally aggressive with a patient's family. There's documentation of a formal complaint. She projects the incident report on the screen, carefully edited to show only the accusation, nothing about the investigation or dismissal. Trevor adds, we also found that your hiring here was highly irregular. No public posting, no interview process with the standard panel, just a direct placement. He pauses for effect. It raises questions about how you really got this job. Murmurs ripple through the room. Jenna feels every eye on her, judging, questioning. Her face burns with humiliation. That incident at Mercy General was investigated and dismissed, Jenna says, her voice shaking but firm. A family member was verbally abusing staff during a critical care situation. I enforced hospital policy to protect my team. It was completely justified. That's your version, Vanessa says smoothly. But the complaint exists. And combined with your suspicious hiring. What exactly are you implying? Jenna interrupts, standing now. That I slept my way into this job? That I'm incompetent? Say it clearly if you're going to accuse me. The room goes silent. Trevor smirks. We're just asking questions that others are thinking. How does a hospital nurse with no corporate experience get hired directly into a Fortune 500 company at nearly double her previous salary? Jenna's hands tremble. I don't know why I was hired. I got a letter. I accepted because I'm a single mother barely surviving on hospital wages. I've worked hard every single day since I got here. Hard? Vanessa laughs sharply. You mean proposing one design change that anyone with basic sense could have suggested? That doesn't explain your special treatment. Cameron speaks up. That design change saved a $15 million product line. Jenna's contribution was significant. Or, Trevor counters, someone is protecting her. Someone with influence. Jenna feels tears threatening, but refuses to let them fall. She thinks of Lily, of the bills piled on her kitchen counter, of how desperately she needs this job. I've done nothing wrong. Nothing. I came here, did my work, and tried to help where I could. If that threatens you, that says more about you than me. Linda Cho raises her hand for silence. Ms. Mitchell, given these allegations, we need to conduct a formal investigation. Until it's complete, you'll be placed on administrative leave. The conference room door slams open. Every head turns. Damian Lawrence stands in the doorway, his presence commanding immediate attention. He's in a sharp charcoal suit, his expression thunderous. Behind him is his personal attorney, Richard Moss, carrying a briefcase. Stop this meeting immediately, Damian says, his voice cutting through the room like steel. Linda Cho pales. Mr. Lawrence, I didn't know you were. Clearly. Damian walks to the front of the room, his eyes scanning the faces before landing on Jenna. For a moment, something soft flickers in his expression, then it hardens as he turns to Vanessa and Trevor. Ms. Hartwell, Mr. Banks, you've just committed defamation and harassment in front of 20 witnesses. Richard, please note that for the lawsuits we'll be filing. Vanessa's confidence wavers. Sir, we were just lying. Damian interrupts coldly. You deliberately edited an incident report to remove exculpatory evidence. You've spread false rumors about Ms. Mitchell's character. And you've created a hostile work environment documented by our security systems for the past 3 weeks. He nods to Richard, who opens his briefcase and distributes packets to Linda Cho and Cameron Reed. These are comprehensive reports of every incident. Ms. Hartwell locking Ms. Mitchell in the basement storage room. Mr. Banks deliberately sabotaging her work files. Dozens of instances of harassment, all recorded. Trevor's face drains of color. How did you? Because I've been watching, Damian says quietly, dangerously. Very carefully. He turns to address the entire room. Jenna Mitchell was hired because I personally requested it. Not for any inappropriate reason, but because 4 weeks ago, she defended my 8-year-old autistic son from bullies at Riverside Park. She didn't know who he was, didn't know who I was. She just saw a child in distress and helped him. The room erupts in whispers. Jenna's mind reels. The boy, Ethan, was his son? Damian continues. I had my team find her. I learned she was a nurse working doubles to support her daughter, barely making ends meet. I created a position that matched her skills and paid her what she deserved. Her hiring wasn't irregular, it was gratitude. He walks closer to Jenna, his expression softening. And she's proven every day since that she belongs here. Her redesign didn't just save a product, it embodied what this company is supposed to be about. Putting patients first. Jenna stares at him, pieces clicking into place. The orchid. The journal. That was you. Yes. Damian's voice drops, intimate despite the crowd. I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I wanted you to succeed on your own merit, without people thinking you had special treatment. But I should have protected you better from this. He gestures sharply at Vanessa and Trevor. He turns back to them, his expression hardening. You're both terminated, effective immediately. Security will escort you out. You'll receive severance packages contingent on signing NDAs, because I don't want my son's name or Ms. Mitchell's dragged through any more mud. If you refuse, we'll pursue legal action for everything you've done. Vanessa opens her mouth to protest, but Damien raises a hand. Don't. Just leave with whatever dignity you have left. Security guards appear at the door. Vanessa and Trevor are let out, their faces masks of shock and rage. Damien addresses the remaining staff. If anyone else has participated in harassing Jenna Mitchell, speak to HR today. You'll receive warnings, not terminations, if you come forward voluntarily. But this behavior ends now. The room clears quickly until only Jenna, Damien, Cameron, Linda, and Richard remain. Damien finally turns fully to Jenna. I'm sorry you went through this. I should have stepped in sooner. Jenna's voice comes out barely above a whisper. You're the one who's been helping me. Yes, since the day you helped Ethan. He pulls out his phone and shows her a photo, her kneeling beside a frightened boy with dark hair, her hand gentle on his shoulder. You gave him something precious. Safety. Kindness without expecting anything. Tears finally spilled down Jenna's cheeks. I was just doing what anyone should do. But most people don't. Damien steps closer. You did, and I've been falling for you a little more every day since. The confession hangs in the air, stunning in its honesty. The following Monday, Damien calls an all-hands meeting at Lawrence Medical Technologies. The auditorium fills with over 200 employees, the energy buzzing with speculation. Word has spread about the dramatic confrontation, about Vanessa and Trevor's firing, about the CEO's shocking revelation. Jenna sits in the third row, her heart pounding. She's barely slept since Friday, replaying Damien's words over and over. I've been falling for you a little more every day since. Damien takes the stage, composed and authoritative. Last week, 2 employees were terminated for creating a hostile work environment. I want to be clear about why. He pauses, letting the weight settle. This company exists to improve patient lives. If we can't treat our own colleagues with basic human dignity, we have no business claiming we care about patients. He clicks a remote, and the screen behind him displays Jenna's interface redesign alongside testimonials from the parent focus groups. Jenna Mitchell joined us 4 weeks ago. In that time, she saved our pediatric monitoring line with insights that came from real experience, from actually caring about the people who will use our products. That's the standard I expect from everyone here. Applause fills the auditorium. Jenna feels dozens of eyes on her, some apologetic, some admiring, all respectful now. After the meeting, coworkers approach her. A woman from accounting, named Brielle, speaks first. Jenna, I'm so sorry. I heard the rumors, and I didn't defend you. That was wrong. Others echo similar sentiments. A junior developer says, that interface redesign was genius. I should have said so earlier. Jenna accepts their apologies with grace, though part of her still stings from the weeks of isolation. But she recognizes genuine remorse when she sees it. Thank you. I just want to move forward. Patricia Wells pulls her aside. Effective immediately, you're being promoted to senior patient advocate. 20% raise, your own team, direct input on all patient-facing products. You've earned it. Jenna's eyes widen. I don't know what to say. Say yes. We need your voice at the table. Patricia smiles warmly. And Jenna? I'm sorry I didn't see what was happening sooner. I should have protected you better. That evening, Jenna picks up Lily from after-school care on time. No panic, no rushing. As they walk to their car, her phone buzzes with a text from an unknown number. Can we talk? There's something I want to show you. Damien. Her stomach flips. She responds. When? Saturday afternoon? I can pick you both up at 2 p.m. Bring Lily. I want you both to meet someone important. Saturday arrives wrapped in autumn sunshine. At exactly 2 o'clock, a black Mercedes pulls up outside Jenna's apartment building. Not a limousine, just a regular luxury sedan. Damien steps out, dressed casually in jeans and a navy sweater. He looks younger like this, less CEO and more just a man. Hi, he says, suddenly seeming nervous. Thank you for coming. Lily peers at him curiously from behind Jenna's leg. Mama, is this the nice man from your work? Yes, baby. This is Mr. Lawrence. Just Damien, he corrects gently, crouching to Lily's level. It's nice to meet you, Lily. I've heard wonderful things about you. Lily giggles, her shyness melting. Mama says you gave her flowers. Damien glances at Jenna, his eyes warm. I did. Your mom deserved them. They drive to Riverside Park, the same park where everything began. Jenna's breath catches as recognition floods through her. Damien parks near the playground, and as they walk toward the benches, a boy comes running over. Ethan. He's wearing the same blue tablet case on his belt, and when he sees Jenna, his face lights up. He doesn't speak, but he reaches for her hand immediately, his trust absolute. Jenna kneels down, tears springing to her eyes. "Hi, Ethan. Remember me?" He nods vigorously, then types on his tablet. "Nice lady. You helped. You remember," she whispers, overwhelmed. Damien's voice is thick with emotion. "He's talked about you every day since. Used his tablet to describe you. Nice lady with soft voice. When I told him you work with Daddy now, he was so happy." Lily approaches cautiously. "Hi, I'm Lily. Want to play?" Ethan looks at his tablet, then at Lily, then back at his father. Damien nods encouragingly. The two children head toward the swings, Ethan's hand flapping excited rather than anxious. Jenna and Damien sit on the same bench where she'd been reading that September afternoon. The park is quieter today, leaves crunching underfoot, the air crisp and perfect. "I should have told you sooner," Damien says. "About who I was, about why I hired you. I was afraid you'd think I had ulterior motives." Jenna shakes her head. "I understand why you waited. You wanted to know if I'd survive on my own. You didn't just survive. You thrived." He turns to face her fully. "Jenna, what you did for Ethan that day, most people would have walked past. They do walk past. All the time. They see a kid having a meltdown and they judge, or they ignore, or they film it for social media. But you just helped. You asked for nothing. He needed help. That's all that mattered. That's who you are." Damien reaches for her hand tentatively. "And watching you these past weeks, seeing how you handled cruelty with grace, how you contributed despite being isolated, I haven't been able to stop thinking about you." Jenna's heart races. "Damien, I'm a single mom with a mountain of debt and a used car that barely runs. You're someone whose son is happy for the first time in months because of you," he interrupts. "Someone who's been lonely in a penthouse full of expensive things that don't matter. Someone who forgot what genuine kindness looked like until you showed me." He pulls a small box from his pocket. Not a ring box, something else. Inside is a silver bracelet with 2 charms, a tiny swing set, and a heart. "This isn't a proposal," he says quickly. "It's a promise. A promise that if you give me a chance, I'll never hide who I am from you again. I'll never let anyone hurt you. And I'll spend every day trying to be worthy of the woman who saved my son without expecting anything in return." Jenna takes the bracelet with trembling fingers. "You've already been protecting me. The gifts, the surveillance, stepping in when it mattered most. Say you'll let me keep doing that. Not because you need protection, but because I need you in my life." His voice drops to barely a whisper. "Both of you. You and Lily." Ethan's been asking when he gets to see nice lady and nice girl again. Tears stream down Jenna's face as she clasps the bracelet around her wrist. Yes, I'll give us a chance." Damien exhales like he's been holding his breath for weeks. He pulls her close, and she melts into his embrace, feeling safe for the first time in years. Not because he's wealthy or powerful, but because he sees her, really sees her, and values what he sees. On the playground, Ethan and Lily laugh together, and the sound is pure and perfect. Jenna pulls back to look at Damien. "So what happens now?" He smiles, genuine and warm. "Now, we take it slow. Family dinners, park visits, getting to know each other without boardrooms or drama. Just us. Just us," she repeats, liking how it sounds. As the sun sets over Riverside Park, painting the sky in shades of amber and rose, Jenna realizes that one moment of courage, one choice to help a frightened child, has transformed everything. She came to this park weeks ago feeling invisible and defeated. She leaves it today feeling seen, valued, and full of hope. Sometimes the smallest acts of kindness create the biggest changes. Sometimes defending someone who can't defend themselves is what changes your entire life. And sometimes the person watching from a distance becomes the person who holds your hand through every tomorrow. Up next, you've got 2 more standout stories right on your screen. If this one hits the mark, you won't want to pass these up. Just click and check them out. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any upload from us.